This is why Montaigne's book flows as it does. It follows its author's stream of consciousness without attempting to pause or dam it. A typical page on the essays is a sequence of meanders, bends, and divergences. You have to let yourself be carried along, hoping not to capsize each time a change of direction throws you off balance. In his chapter of Cripples, for example, Montaigne starts conventionally enough by repeating a rumor about lame women, that they tend to be more enjoyable in bed. Why might this be, he wonders. Is it because their movements are irregular? Maybe, but he adds, I've just learned that ancient philosophy, no less, has decided the question. Aristotle says that women's are more muscular because they receive the nourishment of which the legs are deprived. Montaigne records this idea, but then doubles back and introduces a doubt. What can we not reason about this at this rate? All such theories are unreliable. In fact, he eventually reveals he has tried the experiment for himself and has learned a quite different point, that the question means little, for your imagination can make you believe you are experiencing enhanced pleasure, whether you really are or not. In the end, the oddity of the human mind is all we can be sure of, an extraordinary conclusion which seems to bear no relation to the topic he was originally aiming at. Another essay, that our happiness must not be judged until our death, starts with the platitude quoted from Solon, call no man happy till he dies. Montaigne at once swerves to a more interesting thought. Perhaps our judgment about whether a man has been happy has more to do with how he dies. A man who dies well tends to be remembered as if he lived well. After giving examples of this, Montaigne changes the tack again. In truth, a person who has lived a good life could die very badly, and vice versa. In Montaigne's own time, three of the most infamous individuals he had known died beautiful deaths, composed to perfection. This chapter has now become a long loaf with three twists, and Montaigne seems to finish by saying that, in any case, he hopes his own death will go well. But at the very end, he remarks that by going well, he means going quietly and insensibly. Hardly the usual notion of an admirable death. With this, the piece abruptly finishes just as the reader is beginning to wonder whether this means Montaigne has lived well or not.